Hello, beautiful creatures. I hope you're having a wonderful day where you are. I'm so glad to be sitting down and hanging out with you guys now. After what has felt like an absolute whirlwind of a month, I went to Japan, I had my birthday, I hosted a market. All round, May was a really busy month. So I'm so happy to just be sitting down and making some doll clothes and hanging out with you guys for a little while. In my last video, before I went to Japan, I made this doll head, and I said that it kind of reminded me of my pumpkin cow doll that I had made last April, and so I wanted to go ahead and give this doll a full body and actually create a character out of this doll head, inspired by kind of the same idea as my cow last year, but kind of like a little sister with a different aesthetic. So kind of like cottage goth, I guess. But this is my first time using a Gen 3 body and obviously a Gen 3 head. When I removed the head from the body, I also pulled off that center joint, and shoving it back together was not so easy, so it is a bit loose. But I'm going to go ahead and remove the little fluffy collar and attach her back onto her body. As you can see, the joint is pretty loose. I have found with the minimal experience I've had with Gen 3 dolls so far is that they're way less customizer friendly. They're so much thicker and heavier, it's so much harder to remove the head, and if you're really gung-ho like me, you will just pull off that center joint. So just be mindful of that if you are new to customizing. You may want to locate an older doll that has been thoroughly played with before starting your customizing journey. Back to the clothing, I am of course leaning towards more of a goth aesthetic, more alternative, kind of more goth lolita maybe, and so I'm going to be using this gingham black and white print and just a plain black cotton and all the laces I have under the sun, and I'm going to go ahead and replicate the outfit that is on my pumpkin doll, but with a few twists so that it's not an exact copy, but still like they're from the same universe. What this includes then is a dress, a petticoat, and a little apron with lots of lace detail. One major difference I made, because I do want them to be different, I am going to use the pattern fabric for the dress, and I am going to do a short sleeve rather than a long sleeve with the pattern as the apron. And as always, I'm going to be hand sewing because, as we know, my sewing skills are not up to miniature scale when it comes to a sewing machine. And here is the dress before I go ahead and sew its back seam. It is looking so cute. I am going to go ahead and use this fine lace to add a little collar ruffle, just because I think that is always way cuter than a traditional collar. The apron element of this outfit is really simple, so I'm going to be adding some lace details at the armhole and around the base of the apron, just as I had previously with my last year's pumpkin cloud doll. As for the petticoat, I'm just taking lace and probably around 60 centimeters of lace, and then I gathered it to create a really thick petticoat so that this cow dress would be very full on the bottom. And with that all together, her little outfit is complete. I think it is so cute, and I really love the fullness of that bell-shaped skirt. But now she just needs some shoes, and I love that the new Gen 3 Monster Highs fit rainbow high shoes, because MGA does it like no one else when it comes to their fashion pieces. So I'm just going to be using these little rainbow high shoes. I think they're so cute and perfect for stomping around in the garden or stomping around on the farm like this little cow will be doing. What I also love about Gen 3 dolls in rainbow high shoes is that they're proportionate enough to stand without a stand, and so they look just so cute just hanging out and standing there. I'm so happy with how this little alternative cow doll turned out. I think she looks so sweet. I love how she looks up against her inspiration and sister doll. Now I just want to make all kinds of cows with aesthetics forever, but they look so sweet together. I love the berets. I love how for some reason I somehow got them glancing at each other. I don't think I did that on purpose, so I love how they're both side glancing and it's at each other. That's so cute, and I absolutely love this duo, and I'm so happy with this addition. Friend of the channel, Pascal, got me these adorable little farm animal buttons, and they're the perfect size for these dolls, so I love her little holding this cow. And if you did want to take home one of my doll head ornaments, I made a bunch for my most recent market, and I am putting the stock up on Etsy that is left over. This one is probably my favorite, as it is inspired by my Halloween first generation of trick-or-treating dolls. And they are all on Generation 3 head sculpts because I really just needed to practice, which is why I went ahead and made these in the first place. Now, on to Japan. I didn't do a lot of filming while I was over there. I took my camera and everything, but I just never took it with me. These are all from my phone. I just took what I could because I was there with a school trip in a pseudo-supervising role, and being an adult around teenagers is stressful, so I didn't get to film as much as I wanted to or record anything of importance, just kind of what I could snap with my phone. But it was so beautiful and I had such an incredible time. We covered so much ground. It was just incredible, and I definitely want to go back as a solo traveler or with some friends to just experience Japan again. It was so beautiful. The gardens had my heart. It was incredible. I loved being in nature. I loved being at the temples. The cities were so busy compared to New Zealand. The railways and the subways and the trains were so much more efficient than New Zealand. It was incredible. But everything I saw just left me in awe and inspired to create. It was just so beautiful. If you want to read more about my experience in Japan, you can check out my Substack. I wrote a kind of diary entry once in a while when I was over there, and I will put the link down below. And then when I returned from Japan, I had 3 days, I believe, before me and my good friend and friend of the channel, Josie, my goth dream girl, were having our joint birthday party, and we were going all out. We're both Tauruses, we're both obsessed with the aesthetics, and we really wanted to create a total fantasy for our birthday. So I was making so many things for my birthday. I'm an ultimate crafter. I love crafting, and we really wanted to go with this kind of altar Catholic church kind of vibe where my paganism and the goth obsession with Christian iconography kind of mixed in the middle. So I made a bazillion of these cornhusk dolls, which if you've never made a cornhusk doll, you can read about and learn about how to make a cornhusk doll and the importance of cornhusk dolls in my doll zine over on Etsy if you want to pick that up. I had collected these husks from corn I had grown myself, as well as going to my local supermarket during February and picking up some corn husks that were otherwise going to go to waste, and then drying them over the couple months up until it was time to create these dolls. A lot of thrifting was also involved in the decor for our birthday party, and I was lucky enough to thrift this incredible prayer stool that had belonged to a school or something. I picked it up in Pyroa on the way to the Coromandel, and I also had this cool, beautiful kind of church arch shelving unit. So I wanted to bring them up to our aesthetic, or at least mine, and kind of create that kind of more pagan element and vibe from them. I did think about going all black with the prayer stool as well and really leaning into the goth, but I wanted to be able to use this in future videos or future creations or markets, so I did go for the classic green and brown that I think Of Crafts and Curios is known for. Also, I'm just looking at my garden in the back of this shot, and I want you guys to know that it is literally the end of autumn here in New Zealand. I promise that's not what my garden looks like most of the year. I now feel like I have to show you guys in spring what it actually does look like. I swear I'm a good green witch, I promise. Anyway, the purpose of the stool and shelving unit was to kind of form a altar that could be the centerpiece of our party and that I can use later on as my own altar, or who knows, but I definitely wanted to be able to reuse it and repurpose it. I didn't just want it to be a prop for a one-off party, so I did try to really bring it into my own aesthetic. Now, I only got a few shots from the actual birthday night because it was my birthday and I was having fun and enjoying myself, but here is what the altar looked like all lit up, and our centerpieces of the table, and our love for Typo Negative coming through with those Christian woman lyrics, and just having a ball and creating a total fantasy at our beautiful birthday party. I did also create some merch using my stickers and some art that I had created we put up on the wall and things like that, and it was just all around a really good time. And I guess I will leave this here. I know this was a bit of a bits and bobs video, but I just really wanted to sit down and hang out with you guys and show you guys what I've been up to over the month of May. I can't wait to see you guys back here so soon. I hope you have a beautiful day wherever you are. Thank you for watching.